could be knocked up. A lot on the line. Let us begin.
As Gideon mentioned, there's a lot on the line here for Team SMG. We mentioned this earlier, but this is the first game in the lower brackets, and you know what that means. If a team loses a match in the lower brackets, they are going to be eliminated from the playoffs. Both these teams have put a lot on the line, lots of blood, sweat, and tears in order to even qualify for the playoff stage. It would be such a shame to go home on day one, and Team SMG needs to even up this match to ensure that does not happen.
Yeah, based on the drafts here, it's very similar and identical to game number 1 here. But for me personally, I felt like the draft was still okay. But when it comes to the gameplay itself, you can see that everyone from SMG was a little bit nervous. It feels like they're not playing their usual playstyles at all. They're going for very early preemptive flickers, which did not benefit them at all. And it just worked out in Geek Fans' favors all the way through in game 1.
Yeah, and I think more importantly, it's just about like their entire composition was dependent on those picks, and Grok just says like, I'm sorry, my passive, it's just so good. I can't be CC'd if I'm next to a wall. Like, what you gonna do about it? And he opens up the map so well. So now I think Team SMG, they've got to figure out a way to say, hey, Grok, if they want to go for Grok, if they want something to go into our jungle to open it up, we need a punishment system.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Like, the first game here, based on the drafts here, they were hoping that Mema was forced to play the side lane here, or maybe even try and challenge him in the double marksman, but it did not actually work out in SMG favor. So in this case, they overestimated. They're hoping that they will win in terms of draft, but it was actually Geek Fam that played into the hands. They know for a fact that Zorn has the biggest hero pool in their team and is very confident in that, and they saved it last into the second phase of draft, and that definitely caught SMG off guard in that sense.
I do certainly agree with that. Now with the bans completed, the teams are going to start picking here. Geek Fam, their first pick, going to once again flex the Benedetta. Very safe pick. We know that multiple members of Geek Fam are able to pick it up. We do see, however, that Geek Fam, they've opted to ban the Eve this time, which means that Lancelot is open for Team SMG if they decide to go for it. However, Geek Fam has allowed this hero through, notably knowing that it's something that Fakers will play. They banned it out in previous game. There is a chance that they're trying to bait Team SMG into grabbing the hero in the first phase. However, with these bans completed, a hero has slipped through the cracks, going to be the Jawhead, going up to Team SMG.
Let's see how they fare up against Jawhead this time around, because I mean, Jawhead is particularly annoying, relevant at every stage of the game, can go full damage, can go into a tank. He is still going to be a nuisance to deal with. Team SMG, I'm thinking a jungler, but instead they're going to flex over with the Lunox.
Yeah, a little bit of iframe movements here. Instead of going for the usual Benedetta versus Paquito matchup here, we did have a look into this insights and stats throughout the entire regular seasons here between both the Benedetta and Paquito here. Benedetta still had a pretty decent win rate, whereas Paquito fell below 50% despite being picked almost every single match throughout the entire regular season.
Does that kind of justify his ban rate? Because we saw at the very beginning of the show, he was like one of the top few bans on top of everything else. And it's kind of rough for a Paquito who isn't winning more than 50% of its games.
Something to note as well is that we didn't see Paquito at all in game 1, not picked or banned by either team. Obviously, but neither of these teams really put a lot of emphasis on that hero, so it does make sense that we don't see it. But Paquito was also a hero that was heavily rebalanced in the recent patch, so there's a chance that he's no longer quite as viable as he used to be. However, Geek Fam, their next 2 picks already cemented in, going to be the Farsa as well as the Brody.
You know, it seems like Geek Fam wants to play a very similar playstyle coming from first game here. Instead of having the Yi, they are going to be having Dominus play the Farsa. This is going to be a comfort pick coming from him. I wouldn't be surprised that Zorn picks up the Grok again. So SMG, they have to really think hard right now. What's the best way to deal with this? They have the Jawhead, but if you think about it here, Grok can actually just bypass the ejector buffs if he times its passive really well against the wall.
And they need something to punish, and that's unfortunate, because it's not just about punishing the attempts at it, it's also about maintaining pressure, right? You need things that are able to kind of clear the wave, and that's something Team SMG didn't really have in the previous game. They were looking for that level 4, they were looking to get some profit, didn't work out very well, so now they're switching it up.
And I do definitely like this change from Team SMG here. Going to lock in the Yi Sun Shin for FKEZ this time. So we're going to be seeing the core Yi Sun Shin go up against a core Brody, unless Geek Fam decide to flex the hero and put him in a side lane. In terms of just these two heroes, they both can come online fairly quickly. Brody obviously starts out pretty strong, but Yi Sun Shin will scale up more towards the mid game. So that's something Geek Fam has to watch out for. The Popple and Koopa going to be banned out by Team SMG, which is a notable counter to the ejector from the Jawhead. So Team SMG going to eliminate that from Geek Fam's roster.
Yeah, I'm surprised the Popple Koopa was actually banned here, considering that Geek Fam doesn't really like to play around here. We know Zorn is a very aggressive tank player, despite him. Yeah, he can play it, but it's not his comfort pick. Like we used to see him like overextend a little bit too much here, knowing that Zorn is a very extremely aggressive player, and seeing that he's played his Grok here just proves my point in game 1.
Your team is banning.
I mean, yeah, I can definitely see it here, but then we're seeing Geek Fam, they're banning out things like Barat, even though, like, you know, Alice used to be the pick for Team SMG. How does this go?
Yeah, they need to pick something for Smooth, and Geek Fam, them banning off the Barats is literally just saying that, hey, Smooth, you gotta play something that you're comfortable with here. We're not gonna see you play the Barats at all. And the Alice is gonna be something that they are looking for to play around, but at the same time, they need to do something with this Farsa pickup. The Jawhead is great, but what else? Like, you know, if you're talking about mate ranges here, we've seen Toda deal with the Yi with the Farsa pickup. In this case, what are they going to do with the Farsa? Like, Cho is a great hero to deal with it here. First phase ban, completely taken out. Digi being taken out as well. This is, I don't know, this is going to be a really rocky game. Or are we going to see the usual supports here? I don't know. What do you think, Staffa?
This is interesting here. So far, it looks like Team SMG is starting to crack down a little bit more on Zorn here, getting rid of the Cho, the Popple and Koopa, as well as the Diggy to try and choke him out a little bit. But Zorn has a pretty big hero pool, so I don't think this will affect him too much. They're just trying to deny heroes that would be annoying to play around. Geek Fam, their last ban gonna come out, going to be the Veil here, which is kind of interesting. I don't think this is a hero that Team SMG usually prioritizes. No. And since they have the Lunox already, it's interesting that Geek Fam would decide to get rid of it.
Well, I don't know. This could just be like prior information, right? Because if we're talking about Lunox, like, she naturally has been flex picked either into the gold lane or into the mid lane, depending on the situation. And then we have Veil, who has traditionally destroyed teams for overextending and pushing too far.
That's going to be the Lapu being picked up here for low. So I was hoping to see the Eudora being picked up, but I don't think SMG wanted to risk that chance. So this is going to be a mid Lunox. And the last pick here is going to be Smooth's hero. So what's Smooth's hero is going to be able to do with any of this here? Because as of now, he might bring up a Uranus. We haven't seen it for quite some time. I know it's an SMG special, but Geek Fam, are they just going to completely let this slide or just pick it off from the get-go? The Alice is just completely ignored from both of these teams here.
This is interesting, actually, because a lot of the times when we see teams go up against Team SMG, oftentimes they will get rid of or pick up the Alice and the Uranus for themselves, because we do know that Smooth has a slightly smaller comfort hero pool, but they've allowed both of it through, not locking it in for themselves or banning it. So Smooth has the choice of both these heroes to pick from if he decides to. Geek Fam, their last two picks come out, going to be the Esmeralda again, but this time they're bringing the Sylvana for themselves.
Yeah, I'm really surprised that Sylvana is back in the meta, considering that I was expecting it, you know, to be the entire regular season, but it kind of fell off midway in the regular season. So what happened in these 3 weeks?
Well, I think they've been doing a lot of research here, and for a large majority of the time, I never thought that Sylvana ever left the meta. She was just kind of put on the back burner, because here in Malaysia, we've got a particular style, you know? We don't like to see Harley too often. You see a lot of teams just not pick it up, and same goes for Sylvana. But now, after, you know, kind of researching the rest of the metas, it just makes sense. Now, Team SMG locking in the Hayabusa. Is this a yay or nay from the both of y'all?
This is a long Hayabusa. Of course it's a yay for long, but is Smooth going to play Lapu Lapu?
No, actually, I think it's a Smooth Hayabusa and a long Lapu Lapu.
I don't think
so.
I
do think it's a smooth Lapu Lapu, though.
Really?
Yeah. This is Long bringing back its old school meta. This is a
I don't
comfort
see
thing
it
for him.
changing though. It's making me slightly uncomfortable. We can still see there. Smooth is currently on Hayabusa for now, but as we get into the game, we'll figure it out. Which comps do y'all boys like?
Well, I'm definitely liking Team SMG's draft here a lot more than their game one. And I do think it's a lot more solid, a lot more orthodox, and able to deal with Geek Fam this time. Honestly, compared to game one, I actually don't favor Geek Fam's lineup here, but it will depend on how they play.
Well, I'm a 50-50 here, Gideon.
Well, it's time to get this show on the road, a 50-50, and one leaning on one side more than the other. It's time to see these two teams clash. Could this be a game 3 for Team SMG, or is it going to be over for them and their journey as Geek Fam looking dominant since game 1?
Wow. Starts up the aggression coming from SMG. They're going to be giving Geek Fam a taste of their own medicine here. So Nova, he might actually get spotted out as well. Dominus flying in, looking to go in for the push as well. But looks like they will force out the flicker instead. So that's pretty much the only one that goes out of the picture.
We do have to recall that while Jahid is a hero that tends to be very annoying in the early game, Brody is a hero that does a lot as well. So it's a good way to deal with it. But we have a skirmish here. And first blood! Actually gonna go over the Smooth. They're going to pick off Zorn. That will allow Fakers to get the purple buff despite the slight disruption. And that means that the first kill is going over to Team SMG.
Oh, that just means First Blood Bounty is inbound, and there it is, guys. Remember, the MPL Nuggets happening from the 17th all the way to the 31st of May. If you're already eating McDonald's and you're already paying more than 50 bucks, how about an extra free 6 Nuggets? Now, looking down on towards the purple side, Nova getting absolutely trampled over here as Dominus is going to finish off the kill. No, you cannot cross into our jungle.
Yeah, that's going to be a great trade-off here. However, there's something I want to bring back up again here. This is, I talked about SMG, going out the comfort zone here. This is my first time seeing Smooth playing in Hayabusa, like, ever. Like, I was expecting it to be a lone Hayabusa.
Oh, well, I mean, you have seen Smooth play it one other time in the regular season, much further before, but Zyme Senpai now in trouble. He's forced to use his regeneration, but one more auto to death.
Yep, just barely escaping with his life there, but Nova gonna scout out Geek Fam's attempts at the turtle here, and the Mountain Shocker will give Team SMG all the information they need. Long jumps in with the Bravest Warrior. The turtle does get slain by Maima, but now Dominus in trouble. Ejected throws him back into the rest of his team, and the Farsa will get slain by Team SMG. Geek Fam will at the very least be able to secure the turtle, however.
This feels like a repeat coming from regular season here. Geek Fam took game number 1, and then SMG came back with game number 2 and also number 3 here. This game, it feels like SMG, they seem a little bit more warmed up compared to game number 1.
Well, I mean, that's just classic SMG things, And here it comes the Imperial Justice already on top of Nova. He's going to get absolutely wombo together, but here comes the brilliance, overwhelming power and strength. Here comes Panda with the falling Star Moon Sword, holding on for dear life to buy time for Geek Fam to push them back. But Team SMG, the damage has been done.
What a clutch ejector coming from Nova here. A static ejector landing at a 2-man stun to set up for Zyme Senpai to come in for the cleanup here. So beautiful stuff coming from SMG here.
And now Geek Fam, they are the ones who find themselves on the back foot. This is turning out to be quite the opposite of game 1 here. And Team SMG are definitely going to be enjoying this advantage. Zorn gets found out. Ejector throws him to Zyme Senpai. However, the flicker will allow him to get away. Dominus pops the feathered airstrike to clear the wave and perhaps get some cheeky hits on some of the enemy heroes, but they will not be appearing on the map here. Team SMG currently 1k net worth ahead. Certainly nothing that Geek Fam can't make up, but this is definitely a lead that they want to keep.
I initially thought that, oh man, Team SMG, they got him. They finally got the catch. Oh no, wait, hold on. It's the Yogi Shadow Kill being super early, getting punished with Zorn with the Imperial Justice to tell Zyme Senpai, nah, this ain't gonna work twice.
Yeah, not sure what Zyme Senpai was thinking in that process here. He was hoping to go in for the punishment Panda, but you must understand, this is his Esmeralda Under Tower. It's not exactly a traditional soft hero here. It is gonna be relatively tanky. However, they find another pick off it. It's gonna be Dominus that gets picked off instead. Immediate trade-offs coming for SMG, and I'm pretty happy about this.
They're gonna be able to find dominance there in the mid lane. Nova making a lot of things happen, making this jaw hit pickup work really well for their side. Mountain Shocker gonna scout out the rest of Geek Fam. Team SMG realize that they are near the turtle pit right now. Could be a bit dangerous to take it. Long gonna try and zone Arts out to try and set up for this objective here.
Might not be enough, though. I mean, it's looking kind of dicey, but Long finally is in front. He is looking for an opportunity. Imperial Justice already down. The bravest Warriors to jump to the back. The ejector throwing him backwards. The Brilliance making it impossible to walk through without getting slowed. But his damage has already been done once again. Geek Fam losing 2 of their members. Team SMG only losing Long.
Dude, that did not look well coming from SMG, but somehow Nova was able to escape in the midst of confusion despite Geek Fam going full head on him here. So SMG, they came out on top, losing the turtle, but they still got 2 kills in the process.
You gotta thank Zyme Senpai. That Brilliance slowed them down just enough.
And now Team SMG going to be able to take the top tier 1 tower. Right now, they're looking to be double the kills up on Geek Fam. And their cores, F4KEZ as well as Smooth, are looking to be sitting very, very comfortably with a 3-0 and 4-0 KDA respectively. This is going to be a very difficult gap for Geek Fam to make up, especially since their core is going to be the Brody. Smooth jumps in, gets caught with the Imperial Justice, tries to escape, but that's going to be a shutdown from MLBB. They finally managed to put an end to the reign of terror from this Hayabusa.
I don't think it's over just yet. I don't think it's over. Zyme Senpai, he's walking up. He knows he wants to get rid of that 1 ticket health off that turret here, but Geek Fam, MLBB, he's just chilling. He's waiting for the right time, and Nova, here he comes, looking for the potential punish. Who's he going for? On top of Panda, unstoppable force onto Panda. Panda walks away, and here comes Dominance to tell them, nah, doesn't matter what you do, we'll get you and put you back down in the dirt.
Oh, that was just very, very great reactions coming from Geek Fam here. They thought they had the upper hand coming from SMG, but now Smooth, he's very, very off the Imperial Justice here. He's got caught once, not gonna get caught a second time though. Smooth, he is going to be playing a little bit more safe here, whereas Geek Fam, they finally found the opportunity. They managed to gain back a little bit more momentum that they lost in the early aggression here.
Well played by Geek Fam. That's gonna even things up just a little bit, and actually by quite a fair amount, as they have narrowed it up to a 1k net worth difference compared to Team SMG. Now the next turtle coming up, MLBB starting to work on it. Zorn and Arts in the backline. Ejector will stop the spiral strangling. Meanwhile, Long jumping on top of MLBB here. The better district doing a lot of damage. However, turtle will get taken by F4KEZ. Long will lose his life. Geek Fam do not lose anyone in exchange for that, but Team SMG will at the very least even up the loss with the turtle.
Yeah, that's going to be F4KEZ finally coming up online here. It's 3-0-2. This is the time that SMG has been looking forward to here. This is where he says go, unless Geek Fam says otherwise here. So as of now, SMG, they're looking to get a little bit aggressive. SMG has pretty much bought out of this awkward position here. Dominant with Dominant but the feathered air strike, the clutch, Zorn actually caught him in the midst of the confusion, but they get the trade-off 1-for-1. But still, what a play coming in from Zorn.
That was a good catch coming in from Zorn. Great follow-up by Dominus, but I don't think Dominus was expecting to die just out of nowhere from Fake. So at least there is some form of retribution overall. The goal difference is still 2k differential as of right now, but let's look at the items.
So far, it looks like everyone's got 1 or 2 items here. The cores are starting to work on their third as well. The bottom tier 1 tower gonna get taken by Geek Fam as well. In terms of the game is actually looking fairly even. Arts, Electro final blow gets used to try and escape from the grasp of Nova and F4KEZ, but his life will be forfeit. Zorn as well gets caught. Ejector jumps him out. Imperial Justice tries to escape, but Nova will secure the kill, and that's going to be 2-0 on Team SMG.
To see it honestly, but it's not going well, and Team SMG are really picking up the speed and momentum here as they're taking tower by tower and now rotating back up towards that top side to break into tier 2. Geek Fam on the back foot.
Yeah, this is pretty interesting coming from SMG here. How they have been playing as well. The ejector comes in, they catch the Brody. That's the perfect catch that they are looking forward to. Geek Fam, they looked a little bit stumped. They're not used to being pressured so hard. SMG is not over yet, because as of now, Long is going to be in some trouble. Panda, he's starting to come up online here. He's starting to stack up a huge amount of shields very, very soon. This is where things might turn for the better coming for Geek Fam, but SMG, they're feeling a little bit more confident compared to game number 1.
I don't know don't know about better just yet because, I mean, in 2 more K, 32K mark, Team SMG fakes already with Blade of Despair and Endless Battle. It's a huge power item spike in Geek Fam. They got to be very careful because if they get caught and it so happens to be fakes, you're expecting to see at least 50% of their HP just disappear into thin air.
And while Geek Fam does have a good amount of farm on their cores, if they get taken out straight away, that damage, that farm, that net worth is going to mean absolutely nothing because the hero is no longer on the map outputting that DPS. Nova jumps in again, flickers, tries to get the ejector. Dominus does manage to escape, however, with the wings by wings. So that's going to be a narrow escape from Geek Fam. They're not going to lose yet another one of their heroes, but Team SMG really starting to put on the pressure now. They want to end this game while they still have the net worth advantage.
Yeah, Necklace Duress purchase up on Zion standpoint. However, Geek Fam, they have to be extremely careful in the next engagement because SMG, they're chipping away the outer turrets here with the Lord, going to be pushing from the top side as well. Let's move. He is going to clean up the turret down bottom here. They are synchronizing very well. This is going to be a synchronized attack. Dominance will start things with the Feather Ash right here. They're trying to keep the creep wave, but from behind, they're diving onto it. Nova, he's overcommitted. He's out of position, but do they have the damage? He's super tanky. But guess what? He survives in the last thing, but the torn apart memories will finally take him down. So that's going to be Geek Fam taking advantage of his misposition and getting the kill.
Well, they trade one for absolutely nothing. Geek Fam hold on to all their inhibitor turrets. They are holding strong. However, that 7K goal differential is telling me otherwise. 11 minutes, we're already seeing the Malefic Roar coming out from Smooth, and he has been doing a lot of push work.
Geek Fam's cores, while they do have a good amount of damage output, they're all fairly squishy heroes. The Brody as well as the Farsa, if they get caught out unaware, they're going to be executed straight away, and that is what Geek Fam wants to avoid. Unfortunately, Team SMG has the heroes and tools to be able to pick them off, and that is exactly how they've been playing this game so far. Geek Fam needs to try and avoid this from happening. Mountain Shocker scouts them out, realize that they're there. Geek Fam going to back away here. They need to be able to find the perfect opportunity to engage. They can't afford to lose any more fights.
You know, they can lose so much, but the things that we aren't losing are our viewers because you guys are insane.
Ooh.
1,000 share milestones already hit. Here's the redemption code. Don't worry, there are plenty more prizes to be redeemed, so keep it up and quickly take this while these redemption codes are hot.
Yeah, please click on it before it's gone. Go type it in or copy paste if you can. Type it out as quickly as you can because it is going to be over in a jiff. However, looks like there is going to be a setup coming up here. And surprise, surprise, SMG, they're going to be setting them down towards the bottom side of the pits here where the Lord is going to be potentially spawning on the top side. So I'm surprised they're setting up very early here, hoping to cut off any sort of rotation. Seems like they've got a good sense here because now Geek Fam, they're out of position. Nova looking for the ejector. You can see everything getting tossed out. Pena getting first one connected as well. The Feather Ash tries to zone them off, but they have to make a run. Low, gonna keep out the pressure. But Geek Fam, they're bursting down low. He's taking a little bit too much damage. Can he survive? Yes, he will. And Geek Fam, they won't concede this fight. And SMG, they live out on this fight as well. And this is gonna be a very, very intense close fight.
That was a great fight.
Wow.
That was a great fight. I mean, Geek Fam, obviously, they played slightly better because they were able to kind of defend themselves, and especially since Team SMG was the aggressors, they didn't get anything off of it. Lung aiming for Dominus, unable to catch him. Wings by wings just in time, making all the difference in the world.
And Long was the one that actually nearly lost his life in that engagement, so that was very good defense from Geek Fam there. However, with the Lord coming up in just a few seconds, this is going to be the first Luminous Lord of the game. Geek Fam, they need to ensure that Team SMG are not able to get this. However, right now, they don't have enough control over the map, especially with Smooth constantly pushing the bottom lane as well. So it's going to be quite difficult for them to start contesting this objective.
Oh, look at this. They see where Odds is as of now here. They can actually force the fight as quickly as they can. Nova is looking for it here. Is he going to go for the ejector zone? He might be out of position here, but Nova, he does not force it out. So SMG, they might hold out a little bit more here. Arts finally rejoining with the pack coming from Geek Fam. They're looking for the retaliation here. Fix. He's trying his best to try and bait this out. Zion Senpai almost gets dived on, but that should be all for now. Nova looking for the eject here. Can he go for it? Looks like he finds Mega. Is he get? No, he tosses Zorn instead. So that's going to be A-okay for now, but they instantly melt him down instead. Or he needs to make a run. Zion Sample getting burst out pretty much. But guess what? Here comes Smooth out of nowhere. He's got the shadows. He's pushing them all back. And Geek fam, they lose 2.
Red team
Oh, they're able to trade 2 for 1 at the very least. Okay, that's great and all, but hey, Lord is already walking on towards your inhibitor here, and it's kind of luminous, so it's gonna punch a hole right into this inhibitor. Boom! There it goes.
Ooh.
Team SMG now has access inside the base as they continue to push forward. Nova getting onto Maima again with the ejector, allowing Lung to end it here as Team SMG retaliate back after game 1.
It's going to be coming up very, very soon, but this is looking to be quite dire for Geek fam. Right now, Team SMG shoving in their middle lane, going to take the top and the bottom inhibitor as well. Dominus gets jumped on in the back line, will be able to get away. Imperial Justice lands on Lung. He could be in trouble. It looks like they will be able to find the kill. The Luminous Lord will eventually fall. However, the fight continues. They will finally be able to take down the Lapu Lapu. What a godlike goes over to Vegas, gets the kill on Zord. Panda finds the tower hit, but he's still here, finds the kill. He's gonna be a double kill for the Lunox. Arts is the only one alive against 3 members of SMG. Maima will join him very, very soon. Brilliance comes out, Electro goes in, Shadow kill, finds the kill onto the Benedetta, and Maima will follow right after. Killing spree for Zion Simboy heralds the end, and a victory in game 2 for Team SMG, who has successfully evened up the first match of the playoffs.
Warm ups. Warm ups is the name of the game. Your fingers are feeling greasy, and now they are warmed up to take on the best of the best here at the MPL. Congratulations to Team SMG, bringing it to a game 3.
Wow, that was a pretty insane clutch coming in from Zion Simple in the final moment alongside with Smooth. I did not expect this coming from SMG. They stepped up their comfort zone. They are back in action. Can they break the curse? Because game 3